going to make a pumpkin bread. So actually going to make a double batch. I'm going to make one large and then I'm going to make a few of the small ones just in case somebody wants to take one home or something. Plus I want to use up my can of pumpkin that I have here. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. Take a look. Alright, so we're going to start out. It calls for 1 cup of brown sugar packed. It calls for a 1/3 cup of shortening, but I'm going to use butter. I don't have shortening. Hopefully it won't make a big difference. It's calling for eggs. It's calling for 2 eggs. I'm going to use 4 because I'm making a double batch, but it's 2 eggs. A cup of canned pumpkin. 1/4 cup of milk. So I have my milk. 2 cups of flour. I have flour here. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. Have my salt. It's calling for 1/2 a teaspoon of ground ginger. And then 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then optional, you can put raisins or walnuts in it, optional. I'm not going to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to cream together my butter and my brown sugar. And like I said, I'm making a double batch. So I'm going to do, it's calling for a 1/3 cup of shortening. So I need a 2/3 cup. So I have 2/3 cup. I'm going to just kind of mash it in there. My hands are clean, y'all. So I just need a little bit more, almost there. I have another stick of butter. And this is unsalted butter. So that's about 2/3 cup there. I'll put it in. I need a cup of packed brown sugar. This is coming out of Betty Crocker cookbook. I've had this cookbook for a lot of years, and I love it. And it's my kind of go-to. I have a family cookbook too that I put together, but I used that. I didn't have a pumpkin bread recipe in there, so I pulled out my Betty Crocker to see what I had in there, and this one does have a recipe, so that's what I'm trying. Alright, that's packed nicely, so I'm going to pour that in there. And because I'm doing a double batch, this is calling for 1 cup, I'm going to need 2. All right, so that's pretty packed in there. Oop, spoon down. All right, let's dump that in. All right, in a mixing bowl, cream together the brown sugar, the shortening until light and fluffy. So we're going to cream this together. All right, then we're going to add 4 eggs because it's calling for 2, but like I said, I'm making a double batch. And we're going to beat in the eggs. So it's telling us to add the pumpkin, and we need a cup of pumpkin. And since we are doing a double batch, we're going to do 2 cups of pumpkin. Alright, that's 1 cup. I hope it uses most of this can. I don't want any left over. Alright, that's a healthy dose of pumpkin right there. 2 cups of pumpkin. And two cups of pumpkin and milk, and it's calling for a 4th cup of milk, so we need a 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, and then we're gonna mix well. Going to put all my dry ingredients into my mixer, or most of my dry ingredients. I have 2 cups of flour, so this is a double batch. It's going to be 4 cups of flour. Wanted to use this one up first, so I need a 1 cup measuring cup. That's 1. I'm making a mess. I wanted to use this older flour up first because I just put a new thing of flour into my flour thing. 2. Three. And 4 cups of flour. Now, I have my oven preheating on 350 degrees. I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I need 2 teaspoons. I'm doing a double batch. So I will do 4 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Need a half a teaspoon of salt. We're doing a double batch, so I'm going to use a whole teaspoon of salt. Baking soda is a 1/4 teaspoon. Doing a double batch, so we're going to do a half a teaspoon. Ground cloves. Let's see, ground ginger, it says a half a teaspoon, so we're going to do a whole teaspoon. And I'm actually not going to put this through my sifter. I'm going to put it directly into my mixture here. All right. That was the ginger. The cloves, we need a 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm going to do a half a teaspoon. Ooh, it smells real strong. All right, so half a teaspoon. We have the salt, the ginger, baking soda, baking powder. I think we have it all. So we're going to go ahead and, oops, mix that all up. And this says to bake this for 55 to 60 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. So let me lay this down here so you can see. I've got a mess to clean up because I'm a messy person in the kitchen, but that's okay as long as it tastes good. Oh, it smells good actually. It smells really good. All right, so there's the bread. I sprayed my pan with cooking spray, and I'm going to go ahead and fill them up. I'm going to do the big one first. Got it all stirred up nicely, and then if I have any left over, I'm going to put it in the smaller pans to try to make 1 or 2, you know, the smaller pans. I'm telling you what, this smells awesome, y'all. So I'm gonna fill it like probably 3/4 of the way just to make a nice loaf here, and we'll serve this for our guests tomorrow and for Christmas Day. If there's any left over, we'll have it for the family, but that's what it's looking like. Nice pretty color. And we have these pans here. So I still have quite a bit of this left. So I should be able to make a couple of these mini loaves, which will be nice to have. Maybe I can bring them with us when we go to Pennsylvania so his mom and dad can have a treat. I got 1 full loaf and 4 mini loaves, and I'm going to stick it in the oven. My oven is ready. I've got it on 350 and I'm gonna put it in for about an hour, I guess, 50 minutes. I'll put it in on 50 minutes and then I'll check it because these little ones aren't gonna take as long. Maybe I'll put it in on 30 minutes and then check these, and then I'll put another 25-30 minutes on the clock. So let me get it started. The pumpkin bread is done. The mini loaves there, and there's the large loaf, and it looks really, really good. So I just wanted to show it to you.